Check, 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 check.
Welcome to everyone. In a few moments, we will have the great blessing of receiving refuge in Bodhisattva vows from His Holiness the 41st Sakyakoma Trichen Rinpoche. This transmission was requested by Venerable Khenpo Khalsang Gyaltsen, abbot of Dzogchen Kunchab, which is the seat of the Sakyadoma Podran in the Americas, located in Walden, New York. My name is Annie Kunga. I'm one of the nuns at that temple. Today's vow ceremony is being live streamed for a worldwide audience and simultaneously translated into Mandarin, Spanish, Italian, French, German, and Catalan through the kind collaboration of Dharma centers and translators around the world. The English preliminary prayers that we are about to recite are posted on the temple's website, sakyatemple.org. They can also be found in the email you received about this teaching. For languages other than English, refer to the materials provided by the Dharma Center, providing the simultaneous translation. Before we begin the preliminary prayers in this profound ceremony, let's have a moment of silence to develop enlightenment thought in our hearts. Think how incredibly fortunate each of us is to have attained a precious human birth, to have met the Dharma, to have encountered a perfect guru from whom we're about to receive these profound refuge and bodhisattva vows, which firmly sets us on the path to enlightenment. For those of us who have already received these vows before, this renews our vows and revives any downfalls on the path. For all of us, through this profound ceremony, and our own diligent efforts to keep these vows, may we eventually attain perfect enlightenment, Buddhahood, to rescue countless sentient beings from their suffering. Now we will have a moment of silence. So today I'm bestowing the refuge and Bodhisattva vow. So before I do this, I take this opportunity to extend my very warm greetings and best wishes to all the people throughout the world who are participating on this teaching. And at the same time, I send my sincere prayers. This pandemic that the world is facing will be over very soon, and people will enjoy happy and joyful and prosperous life. And to do this, the best method is also to create the enlightenment mind. There's no better ritual to overcome the sufferings and to
accomplish the happiness and joy than the creating the enlightenment mind. Creating the enlightenment mind is the best way to accomplish your own purpose, also to accomplish other people's purpose. So therefore, it is very, very important to create the enlightenment mind. And so today that you are receiving this Bodhisattva vow is very good, because the reason why it is so important is because due to in our own previous life that we have accumulated lots of good karmas, and due to that, today that we are born as a human being, not only as a human being, but also with all the prerequisites. And so due to this that we met the Buddha Dharma. And so when we have this great opportunity, that it is very important to at least to reach certain levels of the path. And everything is impermanent, and especially our life is impermanent. Nobody can predict how long one will be able to live. And there's complete uncertainty of when the death will occur. And so when we die, we have no freedom. Where we will be born, we have no choice. And so one day, that is 100% certain, is that we are going to die one day. And when we die, where we will be born, in the good birth or bad birth, depends on our own actions, our own. If we accumulate lots of virtuous deeds, we will be born in the higher realms and happy life. If we have committed negative deeds, we will fall down in the lower realms, where there's immense sufferings. So while we have the freedom, while we have the opportunity, that it is very important to practice virtuous deeds. And there are many dharmas, many different religions in the world, and I believe every religion has its own duty and its own way to help the mankind. So every religion is the best to their own particular audience or the particular people, as we cannot say that one medicine that is good for everybody. Certain medicine is good for certain people, certain medicine is good for another people. So similarly, the Dharma religion is also same. For certain people, the Hinduism is more suitable. For certain people, the Christianity is more suitable. For certain people, Islam is more suitable. For certain people, Buddhism is more suitable. So you cannot say that this is the best religion. So it depends. It all depends on the circumstances and situation and that particular types of people. But when we as a Buddhist, that the Buddha, Lord Buddha, who is completely awake, enlightened, and so the teaching that he gave has the complete ways to accomplish higher rebirth and also the liberation and the enlightenment. Because the Buddha himself completely awakened and completely awakened from all forms of fault, all forms of samsara, and accomplished the omniscient wisdom. And as he realized that he gave to the other people. And so therefore the Buddha is in the what we call non-abiding nirvana, out of great wisdom that he does not remain in the extreme of samsara, and out of great compassion does not remain in the extreme of nirvana. Above both samsara and nirvana is the non-abiding nirvana. And so the Buddha has given so many teachings, enormous. There are certain numbers such as about 84,000. It does not mean that is the total teachings that Buddha gave. It is the number that one of the Buddha's disciple has received this much teachings. Actual Buddha's teachings, there's no limit, because the Buddha gave teachings for the benefit of the sentient beings. And the sentient beings, there's no limit. So the teachings of the Buddha also has no limit. But if we combine them, it can be included into two main divisions, the Mahayana and Hinayana. The Hinayana only accomplished the peace, nirvana for oneself. It could not accomplish great benefit for others. And also it is the greatest obstacle accomplishing the enlightenment. So therefore it is called the Hinayana. The Mahayana, the intention and action both are much greater and accomplishes both one's own purpose as well as the purpose of the others. And so therefore it is called the Mahayana. And the Mahayanas, the main base and the nature of the path is the creating the enlightenment mind. And so first that also you have to receive from a master, spiritual master. And I'm sure many of you already received the Bodhisattva Vow. Many of them may not have received, but in any case, that those who have already received, in order to enhance the vow that you already have, and those who have not received, that in order to receive them, that I'm bestowing the Bodhisattva Vow. So for that, you visualize in front of you in the sky all the gurus and lineage gurus and all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, enormous amount of them. And then in front of them yourself and all the sentient beings that you are requesting to bestow the Bodhisattva Vow. So that first you repeat after me these lines. Rigi Pudala Tusumji Sanje Tang Chanju Semba Tamji Dreba Jigbe Lam Kyabsungondo Droa Jenji Chanju Ji Shodo Semjeba Zaduso Rigi Pudala Tusumji Sangye Chanju Semba Tamji Dreba Jigbe Lam Kyabsungondo Droa Jenji Chanju Ji Shodo Semjeba Zaduso Rigi Pudala Tusumji Sangye Chanju Semba Tamji Jabachikwe lam, Jasungondo, Joa Chenji, Chanjuji Shodo, Semjeba, Zadu So. So in this way that you have made the request, that I will also accept the request. So in this way that we establish the link or the relationship between the disciple and the master. Now the actual Bodhisattva Vow itself has three parts: preparation and main part and conclusion part. And the preparation has 7 parts. The first one is making offerings. So in order to purify our stinginess, at the obscuration of this stinginess, then to make the offerings. The offering also has different kinds. First one is a kind of respect, offering of respect. That is to do the prostrations. So if you do one prostration to one Buddha, then the area where you are doing the prostration, as many as the atoms of that area, that you will get such a merit. But if you do to all the Buddhas, and also after all, everything is mind, you not just one prostration, but your body is multiplied to countless ways, and then do together with all the sentient beings, then of course you can, even in one single moment, you can accumulate enormous amount of merit. So in this way that you are accumulating great merit. So that with that visualization, that you repeat after me these prostration words. Prostration is like physical prostrations, verbal prostrations, and mental prostrations. Physical prostration, if we do the real prostration, or at least with the folded hand, with the respectful form. Verbal prostration is these mantras that you repeat after me. Mentally, your body is multiplied into a countless time, and then with all the sentient beings doing the prostrations to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. With that you repeat after me these lines. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Tamaya, Nama Sangaya, Namasawa, Buddha Bodhi, Satonam, Mantra, Devata, Om Namo, Gurube, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Tamaya, Nama Sangaya, Namasawa, Buddha Bodhi, Sadonam, Mandara Devata, Om Namo, Gurube, Om Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Nama Sangaya, Namasawa, Buddha Bodhi, Sadonam, Mandara Devata, Om Namo, Gurube. Then after that, during the actual offerings, actually one's own body and wealth, and especially the virtuous deeds that we have accumulated in the past and we are accumulating now, and we accumulate in the future, all combining them together, transformed into the many offerings such as like flower, incense, lights, scented water, food, music, etc. And then that you are offering to all the Buddhas. So doing the three things. Mentally that you are offering enormous of them, millions and millions and millions of them. And physically doing the mudras and verbally reciting the mantras. So the meditation, mantras, and mudras all together that you offer these offerings. Om Sawa, Tathagata, Arakam, Pardisa, Punja Menga, Samudra, Safarana, Samayehung, Om Sawa, Tathagata, Pardam, Pardisa, Punja Menga, Samudra, Safarana, Samayehung, Om Sawa Tathagata, Banzar Pube, Pardisa, Punja Menga, Samudra, Safarana, Samayehung, Om Sawa Tathagata, Banzar Dube, Pardisa, Punja Menga, Samudra, Safarana, Samayehung, Om Sawa Tathagata, Banzara Longe, Pardisa, Punja Menga, Samudra, Safarana, Samayehung, Om Sawa Tathagata, Banzara Gyende, Pardisa, Punja Menga, Samudra, Safarana, Samaye, Om Sawa Tathagata, Benza Nivinde, Pardisa, Punja Menga, Samudra, Safarana, Samaye, Om Sawa Tathagata, Benza Shabda, Pardisa, Punja Menga, Samudra, Safarana, Samayehung. So this is the offerings. Out of 7 preparations, the first one is the offerings. It's completed. Now, second one is the confession. Before we do the confession, take the refuge, because to purify the obscurations that we have taken refuge in that are not unworthy ones, and also to take a refuge in the real holy, actual, faultless and perfect refuge that we yourself with all sentient beings from this moment until enlightenment reach, that we take refuge in the Buddha Dharma Sangha. So the refuge has actually many. There's a worldly refuge and beyond worldly refuge. Worldly refuge means worldly refuge has a object worldly refuge and mind refuge. Object worldly refuge means when people are in desperate, they take refuge to local deities and moon and sun and trees and rocks and all kinds of things to overcome the problems and sufferings. Mind refuge, mind worldly means although they take refuge in the Buddha Dharma Sangha, but the intention is to not pure. It is for the sake of this life, or for the worldly pleasure, or for just for the higher rebirth. So therefore it is called the worldly, not seeking the real liberation or the enlightenment. So therefore it is called the the mind worldly refuge. And then beyond worldly refuge also has two, the Mahayana Refuge and Hinayana Refuge. And the Hinayana Refuge also has two, the Shavaka Refuge and Pratika Buddha Refuge. Both of these, Shavakas and Pratika Buddhas, they take refuge in order to save from the fear of suffering of samsara, the entire samsara, to save from the samsara. And they take object is the Shakyamuni Buddha, like Nirvana Buddha alone. And Dharma also, the Hinayana Dharma. And Sangha also, the monks, nuns. And the duration is as long as one live. And the result is to accomplish nirvana to yourself. So that is the Hinayana Refuge. Mahayana Refuge has 6 cause of taking refuge, object of refuge, the way to take refuge, the duration, and the rules of the refuge, and the benefit of the refuge. The cause of taking refuge is to all the sentient beings as wide as space, from the beginning last time until now, that you realize that are experiencing great sufferings. And so in order to save all the sentient beings from the sufferings, that we are taking refuge. Although the cause of taking refuge is fear, faith, and compassion. But here, the main cause is compassion. So that makes it different from other refuge. The main cause is refuge. The main cause is compassion. And the object is the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Buddha with the 3 kayas. Buddha with the 3 countless eons that meditated on the shunyata and the transcendental wisdom and purified all the obscurations of the mind. And so the natural purity that everybody has the natural purity, but we don't have the temporary obscuration purity. So that all Buddhas, through the accumulation of 3 countless eons, that they have purified all the forms of obscurations, not only the natural purity, but also the temporary purity, temporary obscurations. All of them are completely vanishes, just like the sky, the clouds disappears in the sky. And natural purity, which we don't see now due to the temporary obscurations, that they have realized one, and that is called the Dharmakaya. That is the Dharmakaya. The Dharmakaya means the body of reality. And then this Dharmakaya, while we remaining, never removing and remaining there, and on the path that have accumulated enormous amount of merit heaps, and also due to the very pure aspirations and the prayers that are ripening the result, and that is in the pure Buddharam, known as Akanista. And the body with the 32 signs and 80 qualities, voiced with the 60 branch of the melody, Brahman melody, and gives the teaching, only the Mahayana teachings, Bodhisattva teachings. And mind who possess omniscient wisdom, and at the same time limitless compassion to all sentient beings. And disciples, or only those bodhisattvas who have accomplished the 10 bhumi, bodhisattvas can see it. No ordinary people can see it such. This is called the Sambhogakaya. And remaining, as long as samsara remains, it will remain. It never enters into the nirvana. It remains as long as samsara. So that is called the Sambhogakaya, which means the body of enjoyment, because it is the ultimate enjoyment. And due to this Dharma Sambhogakaya, in order to benefit all the sentient beings, their own fortune, their own aspiration, their own prayers, that appears wherever, whenever, whatever form requires, like Buddha's form, Bodhisattva's form, Sevaka's form, Prajna Buddha's form, Deva's form, the universal emperor's form, ordinary spiritual master's form, and jewels, etc. So many different forms. Our historical Shakyamuni Buddha also is the Nirmanakaya. Nirmanakaya means body of emanation. So the Buddha who possess 3 kayas, as he have got realization, he has given to the teachings to the other beings, and so this is the Mahayana, and that or if we divide it into 2, that explains the view, the wisdom, the perfection of wisdom, and also vast great bodhisattva activities, sutras. Then, as he explained, that people practice in order to save all sentient beings from the suffering of samsara and to attain the enlightenment, and that compassion and bodhicitta, and accomplish the bodhisattva, ultimate enlightenment. And in order to accomplish the Buddhahood, that you practice the 6 perfections: generosity, the moral conduct, patience, endeavor, meditation, the wisdom, the 6 perfections, and also 4 collecting things. Gift of Dharma and sweet speech, and practice yourself diligently and lead other people also to the enlightenment. And then the Dharma also has the teaching, the Mahayana teachings, and the great realizations that Buddhas and Bodhisattvas have accomplished. And so it is the true. And the Sangha, those bodhisattvas, the bodhisattvas who have already created, and the true bodhisattva are those who already have true bodhisattva, those who already have the reach the ultimate those who already reach the irreversible and then the way you take refuge is that Buddha as a guide and Dharma as our actual path and actual savior, and the Sangha as our companions or the relatives. And so first this refuge you receive from the master, and then later that you take refuge every day, and that so that nobody can shake your belief and faith to the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. And then the time is from this moment until enlightenment is reached. And the rules are, after taking refuge, there are two rules, general rule and specific rules. General rule is to consult spiritual master who can guide you in the right way, and then to listen to the Buddha's teachings and to practice as much as one can. And specific rules are, after taking refuge in the Buddha, that you should not take refuge with any other worldly deities. You can pay respect, but you can't take refuge with the worldly deities. After taking refuge to the Dharma, you cannot take non-Dharma paths as your path. After taking refuge in the Sangha, that you should not take non-Sangha as your spiritual friends. And so by doing this way, then you get a great benefit that you are already on the right path in the Buddha's teachings, and that your obscurations will be thinner and thinner, which means you are purifying it. And then also, taking refuge is the foundation of all the vows. So it is the foundation of all the vows. And you are protected. After you take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha sincerely, then no human or non-human can interfere with you or attacks you. And all the Dharma protectors will protect you. And all the time that you are never separated from the Triple Gem. And ultimately, you yourself attain enlightenment, and you can bestow the teachings, and you will be surrounded with the midst of with the meat of Sangha. So with these understandings, that you with the folded hand, that you repeat after me these lines. Chochuna shube, sangyedang, chanju semba, tamje, dala gongsuso, dadang, simjen tamje, tudine, sungne, chanju ningbol, shiji pardu, gani namjicho, sangyela, gyabsuchiu, dojatang, chawa, namjicho, shola, gyabsuchiu, cho namjicho, chanju sembe, gindunla, gyabsuchiu, chochuna shube, sangyedang, chanju semba, tamje, dala gongsuso, dadang, simjen tamje, tudine, sungne, chanju ningbol, shiji pardu, gani namjicho, sangyela, gyabsuchiu, dojadang, chawa, namjicho, shola, gyabsuchiu, cho namjicho, chanju sembe, gindunla, gyabsuchiu, chochuna shube, sangyedang, chanju semba, tamje, dala gongsuso, dadang, simjen tamje, tudine, sungne, chanju ningbol, shiji pardu, gani namjicho, sangyela, gyabsuchiu, dojadang, chawa, namjicho, shola, gyabsuchiu, cho namjicho, chanju sembe, gindula, gyabsuchiu. So in this way that you take the refuge, and then you are under the direct protection of the very special refuge, and that you also have the foundation of all the vows. Now, the second main part is the confession. Confession to all the negative deeds that we have accumulated from the beginningless time until now, to all the gurus and triple gem that you confess with the full remorse. Up until now, we didn't realize that the negative deed is the source of all the sufferings and miserable things. And so now we realize, and so we will not make the same mistakes again. So in front of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, from the beginningless time until now, out of carelessness, out of excess defilement, out of ignorance, out of disrespectful, etc., that we have committed the negative deeds, that we confess with the full remorse. So and that I will confess, and at the same time not repeat the same mistakes again. I will very diligently give the vows, the diligently keep that we will not repeat the same mistake again. So with that you repeat after me these lines. Chojuna, Shube, Sangyedang, Chanju Semba, Tamje, Dala Gongsuso, Dadang, Simjen Tamje Ji, Toma Mebane, Leda Nyomombe, Wandu Kurbe, Luda Ngadang, Yiji Gosumne, Digwa Migewe, le jiba, tamje, soso shashin, yang migido, chojuna shube, sangye dang, chanju semba, tamje, dala gongsuso, dadang, semjen tamji gi, che thoma meba ne, ledang, nyomongbe, wangdu kurbe, ludang, ngadang, yiji gosumne, digwa migewe, le jiba, tamje, soso shashin, yang migido, chochuna shube, sangye dang, chanju semba, tamje, dala gongsuso, dadang, semjen tamji gi, che thoma meba ne, leda nyomongbe, wangdu kurbe, luda ngada, yiji gosumne, digwa migewe, le jiba, tamje, soso shashin, yang migido. So that is the second preparation. Now the third preparation is to rejoice, in order to increase your virtuous deeds, to rejoice all the virtuous deeds in samsara as well as nirvana. Nirvana means Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and Shavakas, Patiga Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. And Buddha and samsara means the ordinary beings. Anyone who have doing the virtuous deeds, that we rejoice without any kind of jealousy or competition thoughts, that we repeat after me these lines. Chochuna, Shube, Sangyedang, Chanju Semba, Tamje, Dala, Gongsuso, Sosu Gyodang, Papa Nyendodang, Rang Sangyedang, Chanju Semba, Lana Meba, Yang Tabar, Zobe Sangyeji, Gewezawa, Tamjela, Gashin, Jesu Yirawar, Jiwo, Chochuna Shube, Sangyedang, Chanju Semba, Tamje, Dala Gongsuso, Sosu Gyodang, Papa Nyendodang, Rang Sangyedang, Chanju Semba, Lana Meba, Yang Tabar, Zobe Sangyeji, Gewezawa, Tamjela, Gashin, Jesu Yirawar, Jiwo, Chochuna, Shube, Sangyedang, Chanju Semba, Tamje, Dala Gongsuso, Sosu Gyodang, Papa Nyendodang, Rang Sangyedang, Chanju Semba, Lana Meba, Yang Tabar, Zobe Sangyeji, Gewezawa, Tamjela, Gashin, Jesu Yirawar, Jiwo. So this way that increase your virtuous deeds. And so now in order to, fourth one is to request to turn the wheel of Dharma in order to ripening and to liberate all sentient beings from the samsara, that you request to turn the wheel of Dharma. So your mind is, your body is multiplied into countless them, and along with all the sentient beings, you're requesting to the Buddhas, you offer golden wheel with 1,000 spokes, and you offer this and request to turn the wheel of Dharma. So you repeat after me these lines. Chochuna, Shube, Sangyedang, Chanju Samba, Tamje, Dala Gongsuso, Handa Choju, Jigdenji, Kam Tamjena, Number Shube, Sangye Jumdende, Choju Kolo, Gora Misheba, Teda Tamjela, Simjen Tamje, Minjing, Chor Jiwe Ledu, Choju Kolo, Gora Gulo, Chochuna Shube, Sangyedang, Chanju Semba, Tamje, Dala Gongsuso, Kanda Choju, Jidenji Kam Tamjena, Number Shube, Sangye Jumdende, Choju Kolo, Gora Misheba, Teda Tamjela, Simjen Tamje, Minjing, Chor Jiwe Ledu, Choju Kolo, Gora Gulo, Chochuna Shube, Sangyedang, Chanju Semba, Tamje, Dala Gongsuso, Kanda Choju, Jigdenji Kam Tamjena, Number Shube, Sangye Jumdende, Choju Kolo, Gora Misheba, Teda Tamjela, Simjen Tamje, Minjing, Chor Jiwe Ledu, Choju Kolo, Gora Gulo. So the first one is the prostrations, then the second one is the offerings, third one is the confession, fourth one is the, I got a little mixed up, the fourth one is the rejoicing, and fifth one is requesting to turn the wheel of Dharma. So now to turn the wheel of Dharma continuously, never ceasing. Sixth one is to request to remain in samsara, never entering into the nirvana. So again, you multiply your body along with this all sentient beings, that you, with the great offerings that you offer to the Buddhas, and remain here as long as samsara exists, that Buddhas also remain here to save the sentient beings and never entering into the nirvana. So with that you repeat after me these lines. Chochuna, Shube, Sangyedang, Chanju Semba, Tamje, Dala Gongsuso, Kanda Choju, Jigdenji, Kam Tamjena, Number Shube, Sangye Jumdende, Nyangele, Dar Gongba, Teda Tamjela, Koa Sidu, Nyangele, Mindawar, Shune, Simje Namji, Tön Zebar, Soa Devso, Chochuna, Shube, Sangyedang, Chanju Semba, Tamje, Dala Gongsuso, Kanda Choju, Jiden Yikam, Tamjena, Number Shube, Sangye Jumdende, Nyangele, Dar Gongba, Teda Tamjela, Koa Sidu, Nyangele, Mindawar, Shune, Simjen Tamjeji, Tön Zebar, Soa Devso, Chochuna, Shube, Sangyedang, Chanju Semba, Tamje, Dala Gongsuso, Kanda Choju, Jigdenji, Kam Tamjena, Number Shube, Sangye Jumdende, Nyangele, Dar Gongba, Teda Tamjela, Koa Sidu, Nyangele, 민다와라 슈네 심전 탐지기 전제바라 소아 뎁소. And so, as you requested, the Buddhas will remain here, benefiting the sentient beings, so that one will get great virtues by doing this. Now, the seventh one is to dedicate the merits by offering, doing prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, request to turn the wheel of Dharma, request to not to enter Nirvana, especially the taking refuge, that we have accumulated a great merit. So if we dedicate the merit, then it will not be wasted. It could not affect by the strong opposition such as like the anger cannot destroy it. And so, and it will increase. Otherwise, even though you have a great virtuosity, great merit, but strong opposition such as like the anger can destroy it in a single moment. But if we dedicate it specifically, then it will not destroy, and it will keep increasing. So therefore, dedication is very important. So not to waste the virtuous deeds, and to complete the ritual that you repeat after me, the dedication prayers. Chojuna, Shube, Sangyedang, Chanju Semba, Tamje, Dala Gongsuso, Dajagi, Tedar Jibe, Gewetzawa, Tedagi Tu, Dajagi Jula, Chanju Gisem, Gewatang, Tarchimbar Kurji, Chojuna Shube, Sangyedang, Chanju Semba, Tamje, Dala, Gongsuso, Dajagi, Tedar Jibe, Gewetzawa, Tedagi Tu, Dajagi Jula, Chanju Gisem, Gewatang, Tarchimbar Kurji, Chojuna Shube, Sangyedang, Chanju Semba, Tamje, Dala Gongsuso, Dajagi, Tedar Jibe, Gewetzawa, Tedagi Tu, Dajagi Jula, Chanju Gisem, Gewatang, Tarchimbar Kurji. So this time the dedication, the main dedication is that through the power of the virtuous deeds that we have just completed, will increase, rise the bodhicitta or the enlightenment mind, and complete it. So that is the main dedication. So these are the 7 preparations that we have completed. Now the main part of the Bodhisattva vow also has 2 parts. First, to train, because we are from the beginningless time until now, we only care for ourselves. We ignore the others, and we just care for oneself alone. So we have a very strong tendency, with a very strong propensity. So to train this, that first, before you receive the actual Bodhisattva vow, that you that one's own body, wealth, and especially the virtuous deeds, that we have already accumulated in the past, the virtuous deeds that we are accumulating now, the virtuous deeds that we will accumulate in the future, are all combining them together and then totally given to the other sentient beings without any kind of attachment, that we give whatever wealth we have, the virtuous wealth that we have, that we give to all the other sentient beings. And so by giving this, that all the sentient beings purify their negative deeds and their sufferings, and may they all be endowed with the virtuous deeds and great joy and happiness. And soon they all be able to accomplish the enlightenment. So this so you think about this and you repeat after me these lines. Lü dang ti xin, long zhe dang, tu sun ge wei, ngo bo nam, sem jian kun ji, tun ji qir, pong ba me bar, dang war cha. So that is training the mind. Now, after training the mind, then the actual Bodhisattva vow has Bodhisattva. There are two kinds: wishing Bodhisattva, wishing enlightenment mind, and entering enlightenment mind. Wishing enlightenment mind means that wish, you realize limitless sentient beings are suffering in samsara, and sentient beings are all our parents and relatives that we have a very close connections from the beginning last time, because we believe in rebirth. So from the beginning last time until now, we are roaming around in the samsara. So the every sentient being is very closely connected with us. But due to the change of life, that we could not recognize each other, and we see some as our relatives, some as enemies, some are indifferent. But in reality, every sentient being is our mother, father, relatives, and friends, and so on. And so we need to save them. It is our duty to save all other sentient beings. It is your responsibility to save all our sentient beings, because they have helped us so many times. They have given us so much love and so much benefit. So now is the time to benefit the sentient beings. And what is the most benefit sentient beings is to attain the full enlightenment. So to wish to attain enlightenment for the sake of all sentient being is called the wishing enlightenment mind. And now, after having this such wish to attain the actual enlightenment, you enter the path and you practice vast bodhisattva activities such as like the 6 perfections and 4 collecting things, etc. So that is called the entering enlightenment mind. You actually enter into the bodhisattva path. So here we create both wishing enlightenment mind as well as the entering enlightenment mind together. We create so it is that we make the vow now to create the enlightenment mind as just as like the previous Buddhas and present Buddhas and future Buddhas have created the enlightenment mind. I also, from this moment until I reach the enlightenment, that I will create enlightenment. So with that you, with the folded hand, that you repeat after me these lines. Chojuna, Shube, Sangyedang, Chanju Semba, Tamje, Dala Gongsuso, Chidarangwenji, Sangye Tadaki, Simjen Tamje La, Pember Chawe Chirdang, Chowar Chawe Chirdang, Mugi Mabra Chawe Chirdang, Changjuji Shoji, Shönam, Yonsu Zobar, Chawe Chirdang, Lana Meba, Yandabar, Zobe Changjudu, Ngombar Zobar, Sangyawar, Chaweshir, Membadang, Juwe Danyi Jengi, Changjuji Shodu, Tukjeba, Teishindu, Dagijang, Simjen Tamjela, Pember Chaweshirdang, Chowar Chaweshirdang, Mugi Mebra Chaweshirdang, Changjuji Shoji, Shönam, Yonsu Zobar, Chaweshirdang, Lana Meba, Yandabar, Zobe Changjudu, Ngombar Zobar, Sangyawar, Chaweshir, Membadang, Juwe Danyi Jengi, Changjuji Shodu, Simjebar Jiu, Chojuna Shube, Sangyedang, Changju Semba, Tamje, Dala Gongsuso, Chidarangwenji, Sangye Tadaki, Simjen Tamje La, Pember Chaweshirda, Chowar Chaweshirda, Mugi Meber Chaweshirda, Changjuji, Shoji, Shönam, Yonsu Zobar, Chaweshirda, Lana Meba, Yandabar, Zobe Changjudu, Ngombar Zobar, Sangyawar, Chaweshir, Membadang, Juwe Danyi Jengi, Changjuji Shodu, Tukjeba, Teishindu, Dagijang, Simjen Tamjela, Pember Chaweshirda, Chowar Chaweshirda, Mugi Meber Chaweshirda, Changjuji Shoji, Shönam, Yonsu Zobar, Chaweshirda, Lana Meba, Yandabar, Zobe Changjudu, Ngombar Zobar, Sangyawar, Chaweshir, Membadang, Juwe Danyi Jengi, Changjuji Shodu, Simjebar Jiu, Chojuna Shube, Sangyedang, Changju Semba, Tamje, Dala Gongsuso, Chidarangwenji, Sangye Tadaki, Simjen Tamje La, Pember Chaweshirda, Chowar Chaweshirda, Mugi Meber Chaweshirda, Changjuji Shoji, Shönam, Yonsu Zobar, Chaweshirda, Lana Meba, Yandabar, Zobe Changjudu, Ngombar Zobar, Sangyawar, Chaweshir, Membadang, Juwe Danyi Jengi, Changjuji Shodu, Tukjeba, Teishindu, Dagijang, Simjen Tamjela, Pember Chaweshirda, Tora Chavachirda, Mugi Mebra Chavachirda, Chanjugi Shoji, Shunam, Yonsu Zobar, Chavachirda, Lana Meba, Yandabar, Zobe Chanjudo, Ngombar Zobar, Sangjawar, Chavachir, Membandang, Jube Dani Jinji, Chanjugi Shodo, Samjabar, Gyo. So in this way, through the preparation and also through the main vow, that you receive the Bodhisattva vow. As it is said in the Bodhisattva Avatara, that the minute you create the enlightenment mind, that those who are in the prisoner of the samsara, the very the helpless prisoners of the samsara, become the sons and daughters of the Buddha. And everyone, including the devas and the human beings, will do the worthy of prostrations. So that means that you become now the Bodhisattva, that you are the children of the Buddha, and you are fortunate to attain the enlightenment soon. And devas, the gods, Shavakas, the practical Buddhas will also do the prostrations. You are worthy of receiving prostrations and respect. And now the conclusion has true. To rejoice yourself. To rejoice yourself means that now I have created the enlightenment mind, and so I will follow the conducive to Bodhisattva's way of life, so that I will do everything to preserve the rules. So with that, you repeat after me these lines. Tiring datse debuye mi siba legwarto. Tiring sangye riksuke sangye sesu takurdo tane dagi jinejang rigdang tumbe lezamde gyome tumbe rigdila nyokbar minjur tadarcha. So that is the truth, that you yourself rejoicing yourself that because you have received the Bodhisattva vow. Now to make others to rejoice that all these Dharma protectors and devas are pleased, and that you receive the Bodhisattva vow. So they are all very pleased, and so you repeat after me these lines. Dagi tiring kyoba tamjiji jengar dowar deshe nidane pardu dela drendu fesenji lada lami laso gawarji. So in this way, through the preparation, main part, and the conclusion part, that you receive the Bodhisattva vow. And the main rule is to abstain from the negative deeds as much as possible. And even you have to do some negative deeds accidentally or without choice, then immediately that you should confess the negative, whatever negative deeds that you have done. And try to practice the shunyata and compassion. Shunyata and compassion are the two wings to attain the enlightenment. To fly in the sky, you need the two wings. You need the wisdom, the shunyata, you need the compassion, the method. So the two of them together that you will attain. There are many other rules also, but the main practice is never give up, attain the enlightenment, or to benefit of all sentient beings, never giving up, and always wish to attain the enlightenment. And so then now, as a conclusion, that the main dedication, that all the virtuous deeds, particularly creating the enlightenment mind that has an enormous amount of merits, so that you repeat after me these lines. Chojuna Shube, Sangyedang, Chanju Semba, Tamje, Dala Konsuso, Dajagi, Gewezawa, Didang, Gewezawa, Shen Tamje, Jigdu Domne, Semjen Tamje Dang, Tumondu Chede, Namba Tamje Kembe, Sangyeji, Koman Tobi, Gyurgyurji, Te Madoji Pardoyang, Gewadang, Siba Tamjedu, Shadang Mi, Kobang, Tusum Soba, Tobar Gyurji, Yandabe, Lama Gewe, Shenyenji, Jesu Sune, Tuen Tambadang, Kunzu Shangjuji, Sem, Sundu Juba, Jula Jede, Parodu Simba Chudang, Duengobo, Namba Shijene, Sachudang, Lamga, Jode, Nurdu Namba, Tamje Chembe, Sangyeji, Koman Tobar Gyurji. So with that, Negab Suya, Naja Tamje, Tse Ringwadang, Ne Mebadang, Rongju Chewada, Samba Tamji, Shu Shindu, Druvada, Shindu, Tashivar Churji. So with that, we have completed the Bodhisattva Vow. Now we recite the dedication prayers.
Namo Ende Damje Zeba Ne Dole Yeve Dana Banje Je Kenai Naje Bano Enduwa Yesebe Zole Ndowa Ndora Isho Jamba Pasa Jabaye Tembai Ninyuruji Kanje Meje Dewan Doji Bale Saje Jise Nyevada Tube Dunu Junje Mejo Gunja Tele Nanga Nyambajo Palenza Lama Remoje Naje Jevo Bemendejo Audre Jemo Gunen Jeson De Goson Doje Gondron Zando Ezo Jeme Meje Zon Guraka Noye Jeme Jeje La Moye Jende Mo Jeme Jela Wa Be Zon Mayi Jeme Jeye Ngoyen Ron Zando So Rezo Be Me Do Nye La La Ne Kenze Ne De Ra Zo Nye Mo Je Sa De Lung Do Ben Za Nye Je Ne De Jia Ne Je Guen Do Da Ne Zo A Wan Ju Zha La Re Gun Ge Dong Zhō Gāng Gā Zē De Jē Nō Ngā La Bēn De Bān Dō Mā Rā Wē Chē Lē Jē Sām Bē Wān Jē Yām Bō Yé Shām De Zō Nam Da Chim De Se Jē Sā Shē La Tō Sā Gōng Bē Rēn Jē Dō Mā Jē Zē Zē Tsum Da Jē De Mā Rē Jē Yab Chari Wa Lung Bo De Sho So Ya Wa Ni Wa Je Zhe Gongma Nge Ya De Jin De Nien De Zhe Ma Shi Ya We La Sa Sa Mo La Je Na Ya Wa Ji She Den Zhe Sham De So Ben Zon Ye Se Den Ye Cha She Ba Palde Sa Je Je Se Balabra Ne Ne Jo Zam Le Je Be Jin Do Je Je She Sa Son Do Je Da De So Lo Me La Ma Jo Su Mo Do Je Da Yi Da De So Ya Zo To To Da Che Ni Sa Mo Jiro Me Dembe De Jin Ra Su We De De Jom Jiro Ji
Our sincerest heartfelt appreciation to His Holiness the Sakya Trichen for bestowing upon us this profound refuge and Bodhisattva ceremony today. Thank you also to the translators and the technology experts around the world who've made it possible for us to receive this very profound blessing in many different languages, right in our own homes. Having been fortunate enough to receive these vows, now, as His Holiness has explained, it's our responsibility to try to keep the vows and to put them into practice. It's also very good to do as many recitations of the refuge and enlightenment thought prayer as we can. His Holiness has recommended the refuge prayer and enlightenment, refuge and enlightenment prayer, which is the same one that we did during the preliminary recitations. It can also be found posted on the Tsechen Kuncha Win website homepage. Also on the website homepage is the prayer tracker, where you can add the refuge recitations that you do. Since last Sunday, when we received the Tanton Japo Avalokiteshvara sadhana transmission, many of you have also been reciting as many Mani mantra as you can. So far, we have recited over 2,600,000 Mani mantra from practitioners from 29 different countries around the world. So I hope that everyone will continue to recite more money mantras and add also their diligent efforts to recite at refuge and enlightenment thought prayers as an offering of practice for receiving this profound blessing to His Holiness the Sakya Trichen, dedicating it to his long life and perfect health. We will count the total number of worldwide recitations next Sunday, and we will offer it to His Holiness at that time. Again, our heartfelt thanks to His Holiness the Sakya Trichen for bestowing this profound vow of the Bodhisattva upon us, and to everyone around the world for joining today. Today's event is now auspiciously complete.